Ever wondered how cyber threats like web shells and remote code execution work? Imagine having the ability to run commands on a remote system, or turning an innocent-looking website into a cyber weapon. These aren't just plot lines for a sci-fi movie, but real-life cybersecurity concepts. Stay tuned as we dive into the fascinating world of web shells and remote code execution. Web shells, a term that sounds complex, but what does it really mean? Let's unravel this term together. A web shell is essentially a script that can be uploaded to a web server to enable remote administration of the machine. Think of it as a backdoor into a system that allows an attacker to interact with it, almost as if they were sitting right at the computer themselves. These shells can be written in any language that the target web server supports. So, you could come across web shells in PHP, Python, or even JavaScript. The scary part? They can be so subtly embedded in server-side code that they can go unnoticed for a long period of time. Once lodged in, they provide an interface that allows the attacker to run server-side commands. This means an attacker can manipulate the server, execute commands, and even steal data. Essentially, they gain control of the system. So, web shells are like hidden doors for attackers to infiltrate systems. But what about remote code execution? Remote code execution, or RCE, is another intriguing aspect of cybersecurity. But what is it, you may ask? In simple terms, RCE is a method that allows an attacker to run commands on a remote system, often through vulnerabilities in the system's software. Picture a puppeteer controlling a puppet from a distance. The puppeteer here is the attacker, and the puppet is the remote system. The danger here lies in the fact that the attacker doesn't need to physically access the target machine. They can exploit the system's vulnerabilities from anywhere in the world. This ability to control a system remotely makes RCE a potent tool in the hands of cybercriminals. Consider this scenario. A web application written in Python or PHP has a vulnerability. An attacker finds this vulnerability and uses it to execute commands on the server where the web application resides. In some cases, they may even gain complete control of the server. RCE can happen through various means. It could be through unsecured file uploads, loading data from a controlled URL, or even through an API. The potential danger is major if the attacker gains RCE access, as they can essentially control the target server remotely. So RCE is like the puppet master's strings, controlling systems from afar. Now let's recap what we've learned. We've explored some complex concepts today, so let's summarize. We delved into the world of web shells, these powerful tools that can control a web server remotely. Their potential for misuse in the wrong hands can't be underestimated, highlighting the importance of robust security measures. We also unpacked the concept of remote code execution, or RCE. This technique allows an attacker to run commands on a target machine, potentially gaining full access to the system. RCE can be achieved through various means, including unsecured uploads, or exploiting vulnerabilities in web applications, particularly those written in Python or PHP. These concepts underline the ever-present need for vigilance and proactive defense in our digital world. Remember, understanding these concepts is a step towards a safer digital world. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe.